Hey everybody, today I'm gonna make a video that is rather personal, and I think it might not be the easiest video to make, but I think nevertheless it's important because I wanna spread some openness about issues everyone I think needs to talk about, and that's also what I want my channel to be, so that also requires me opening up. And that's what I plan to do today. As you might have noticed, I haven't uploaded in quite a while, and the reason for that is quite plainly that I was miserable. I didn't feel well at all, and I didn't really have the power to make a video. I wanted to be more in a presentable kind of state to do that video, but then I realized that I want my channel to be authentic. I want it to talk about actual issues, and so it requires me to be authentic. And what the case is right now is that I'm not feeling well, and I'm gonna share my mental state with you. So where do I begin? The start of my issues started about almost 2 years ago. I had some traumatic experiences, and I was exposed to certain kind of stimulus over and over again, and slowly developed PTSD symptoms, and I've been struggling with them since, and I'm still struggling with them. What this means is that I have an overwhelming amount of anxiety. A lot of things trigger an extreme psychological pain in me, what almost feels like a physical pain, really. So there are certain triggers that if I see them, if I hear them, if I just think about them, I feel a very, very, very strong pain in my chest, and it kind of feels like living with a chronic disease. I guess I would compare it to like chronic strong back pain or something, that you just can't get rid of, and you don't know when it's gonna come. It pretty much comes every day, all the fucking time, and it really has the potential to drive you insane, and it really slowly wore me out. I had very strong depressive episodes this year, or these like 1.5, almost 2 years, because I quite frankly felt helpless. I couldn't help myself. I had to deal with the pain over and over again without any really chance of doing anything about it, and that was quite hard. So it also spread from these specific triggers to a generalized anxiety. So I have become very anxious. I've become quite depressed. I am still experiencing this psychological pain all the time, and it really impacted my relationships, because what is also a symptom of PTSD is that you have a very distorted worldview that makes it beliefs about the world being bad, and about the world or people being bad, and a lot of that stuff can often be internalized. So thinking about oneself as being bad, what is also what happened to me. Yeah, my emotional compass right now really pulls everything towards a negative. I have these distorted beliefs about the world being a dangerous place, the people I love being in danger. My view specifically of men has turned into a very horrific and dangerous one. My view of myself has turned into a dangerous one, and it really stops me from connecting to people, or it has stopped me from connecting to people. Right now I'm slowly getting out of it. I'm slowly learning to open up again, to rationally understand that I am a good person, that my presence does not hurt anybody, that men can be trusted, that the world can be trusted. And even though part of me understands that cognitively, my emotions do not understand that yet. And that is a very hard thing to deal with. What additionally made this phase super hard is that one of the triggers triggering this pain is intimacy. Because obviously my view of myself is distorted. And when you think about yourself as being a danger to others, and being scared of hurting the ones you love, obviously intimacy becomes a problem. If this connectedness by itself is a trigger, it obviously makes getting better harder because it isolates yourself even more. And that is also what happened to me. I'm learning right now to understand these thoughts as being irrational, but the emotion and the pain is just so strong that it is very hard to understand that, because no matter how rational I try to be about these things, the pain is just there and it is very strong and it is very distracting of my focus. Like this trauma and this pain made my brain just zoom in and being hyper aware of any sort of pain, any sort of danger, any sort of perceived injustice. My brain has literally like become one of those social justice warriors, that see an injustice in like the smallest thing, if it's there or not. And it is very hard to just understand that it is not real, and no matter what your emotions are telling you, that you are okay and you are not a danger to someone. But easier said than done. Additionally to that, I had two relationships that over the course of this episode have ended. So I had to deal with breakups. Then, obviously, because I was very confused, very scared, and very depressed about anything, I really would have needed, everyone needs a lot more social contact, social security in that case. What was difficult for me because on the one hand, some of my friend groups have dispersed because they now study outside of the place where I study. I live in a different country than my family. On top of that was the corona situation that made me extremely isolated because I couldn't see all of my friends. It was very hard to connect to them because obviously if your emotional compass tells you that you are a horrible and dangerous person, it is extremely difficult to move towards people because you think that your presence is dangerous to them. So obviously I needed more effort from other people. Obviously not all of them are able to give that, and no one can give that, especially not in these times of crisis with corona, with lockdowns, where you just are unable to sustain the same level of social connectedness that you have had in any normal situation. So putting that a level above and actually towards more social connectedness is almost a thing of impossibility. What I want to say to that is that I am utterly grateful for my friends. So I know some of them are watching this video right now. I want to say I wouldn't have gotten here without you. Well, getting emotional. I want to say a big thank you to my friends, because I wouldn't have made it here without you. All of them have stuck through this with me in such an empathic and understanding way. And these people being so loving and so caring and always accepting of me whenever I asked for help and pushing me towards asking for help. It's really the single thing that makes me change my worldview and my view of people right now. And quite frankly, if I didn't have them, I don't know where I would be right now. So, thank you all so much for sticking through this with me, being there for me, and just being so wonderful, connected and empathic people. So yeah, while all of that was going on, I also had obviously uni stuff to do. I had exam phases, and I was broke. So it was a whole lot of shit at once that really left me in a state that wasn't good. And additionally to that, I have quite an addictive personality, and obviously being in constant pain and an addictive personality doesn't mix very well. So it's needless to say that it has contributed to my addiction problems that I'm also struggling with right now. So yeah, needless to say, it has been a lot this year. Sometimes more than I felt I could take. There were weeks where I just every single week thought I couldn't do another one of those. And yeah, I'm still here, and yet I'm learning, and I am getting better. So I have a take on this, or I have an interpretation of that helps me get through this, and it is that I'm learning an incredible amount about myself. This whole phase, this whole conflict digs up stuff that has been hidden probably since my childhood. I'm working on things that I would have never worked on if I wasn't in this painful state. I am learning and getting interested in different topics that I would have never started being interested in if I didn't have this. I know I'm learning so much that if I am able to battle this and get through this, what I am certain I will, with all the support and progress I'm making, support I'm having and progress I'm making, I know I will be able to teach a lot about this to other people, and I hope that in the end my struggle will be worth it in the sense of I'll be able to help others getting through theirs. Additionally, it has shown me something about my own strength. It has shown me that I can get through a whole lot without breaking down, or I mean with breaking down, but keeping going nevertheless. I think the whole situation has made me more sensible as a human being, and it is definitely more than a good practice in mindfulness, because the only thing that works is realizing when a trigger is happening, instantly recognizing the thoughts that are coming up, understanding them as being irrational, and just letting them pass without starting to argue against them. This is the one thing that worked, doing it by myself. The other thing that works a lot better is being in company, knowing that there are people that care and that people are there for me. And it's such a hard thing to make use of, because I have big trouble asking for help. I don't like to call my friends when I'm feeling down, because I feel quite, well, pathetic, I guess is the word, even though it's a horrible word and it's not right to say. But that's what it made me feel, and that's what I'm learning to overcome right now. I want to end this video with a final message as well. I want you to know that if you're going through a hard time, progress takes time. But as long as you stay focused on your goal of making progress, and as long as you keep going, as long as you are sensible towards yourself, as long as you ask for help and try to get help, you will end up making progress. Progress doesn't happen overnight. There's not a single wonder pill that will make the struggles go away. It takes a lot of time, but it will be worth it. And you will get there as long as you stay on the same road. What is really important is that if you are going through a hard time, call your friends, don't stay alone with mental illness. You know, like, the thing about physical illness is you have to take a break, right? You take a break for a week, you sleep at home, or you reduce the work you're doing, you're getting healthy, and then you're able to start again. With mental health, it's a little difficult because there's no single medicine that works. There's no amount of sleep will make your trauma go away. And you kind of have to learn to function with it for quite a while. This is why you should never stay alone with it. Get your social support to work for you, alright? So think about what you would want a friend to tell you if they were going through that time. Would you want them to call you? You probably would. And you probably would want to be there for them. Remember that you are just as much of a worthy being that needs help and deserves help as they do. Then on the other side of things, if you know that you have a friend that is going through a struggle, call them. Let them know that you're there for them. Just a message saying, you know, hey, listen, I love you, you know, whatever you're going through, I'll help you, you're not alone, I want you to be okay and I'll be there for you. It can literally change everything, right? I have had some of those messages and it has made me break down in tears. And it made me incredibly emotional and has helped me understanding that people care about me and people want me to be okay. And it also has shown me that I might not be as bad of a person as my emotions may try to tell me. So yeah, now you're updated on my mental state, or the state I was in, that I'm slowly crawling out of, and now you maybe understand why I haven't made a video in a while. However, I will get back to that. I have interesting video ideas I want to talk about, and they will certainly come. I want this project to keep going. I want people to know that other people are struggling. I want to share the things I've learned on my journey, and I want you guys to be okay. So thank you for watching the video. If you have struggled with mental illness, or if you've struggled with mental illness in the past, leave a comment. Tell the other people what has helped you getting through them, what has motivated you to keep going. Just share everything and maybe someone will read it and learn from it and is getting help from it. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.